Hello everyone, this is Gavin at New Wave Tarot, and I'm here bringing you my weekly analysis which will take us up to this Friday. And thank you ever so much for joining me. It's an honour to be reading for you and sharing these messages from the Tarot of Inspiration deck which I'll be using today. So let's look and see what energies and influences we're working with this week. This is a general reading, but if you'd like something a little more personal, please pick a number from 1 to 3 and we can get started. So we have the Princess of Discs, and we have the Lovers from the Major Arcana. And the last card is the Knight of Swords. If you've joined me over the last few weeks, you'll have probably noticed this card does keep popping up. I know some of you have mentioned feeling a little frustrated over the last couple of months. It's like things just don't seem to be working out. You seem to be putting in a lot of hard work and dedication, but you don't feel you're receiving what you really deserve. And if we can just look for a second at this handsome knight's horse, the frustration is plain to see. You're all suited up in your shiny armour and ready to go, but your horse, that which carries you along, your emotions, are still turbulent, so unsettled. But overall, this is great news today. This is an awesome spread for overcoming. As we move into March, it looks like we're really going to start to see the results of all our efforts being reflected back. And we'll finally be recognised either financially or in our relationships for everything we've had to go through to get to this point. So the Princess of Discs is like your intent, and you intend to draw more to yourself, so more abundance, more financial stability. It's about working on relationships both with others and yourself, or cultivating something you already have and trying to make it fresher and brighter and stronger. But before you could start to really be the person you need to be, or someone you wish to be, you've obviously had to tread what's probably felt like a tiring and difficult path. And I feel like you've really had to go through this period of darkness, and you maybe even lost yourself in the woods back there for a while, but you've needed to dive into yourself and do some soul searching to find out who it is you truly are underneath all the crap and the pain and the BS. And the princess, she's now made her way out of the woods. She's gone past the fields of gold, of enlightenment, which is self-knowing, to this beautiful tree. And now you can set root and truly bloom, in tune with yourself and nature. And now you can show the world who you truly are. Now you can receive everything that you truly deserve, because now you're more in tune with your creative powers. I feel like the old stories about you from the past are like costumes. It's like they don't fit anymore. When you catch yourself acting or reacting in a way that reflects who you used to be and not who you wish to be now, it probably feels uncomfortable and draining, but this is when you know you're not living in line with your genuine self. You're just going over the motions, just going over the past again. But right now you can cultivate whatever it is you set your mind to without being overshadowed with these doubts or worries. Sure, you might find yourself pretending to be that old person again, probably again and again, but this is a process, and you're coming out the other end now and building something truly beautiful. The Lovers here sits between both of these states of consciousness. Now, this is a really sweet message because what we have is the harmonization of two forces, the male and the female, and it is known in occult law that when the two become one, heaven will be found on earth, so there will be peace within when we harmonize with ourselves. And this is really showing me that you are in this process now. And we can sometimes get stuck in life where we can become our own worst enemy, and this is what I like to call civil war. And this can range from any number of experiences or challenges, but what we usually find is that we keep self-sabotaging our lives, either directly or indirectly. And it's not until we look back at what initially caused us so much distress that we find it was our own reaction and choices and self-judgments that actually caused us the most pain instead of the situation itself. But the Lovers here is bridging the gap between our highest and lowest selves, and this card urges us to take responsibility and to take ownership of all the choices that we make without judging ourselves, and to try and always act from this place of self-love. And if we can come from this point of view, respecting our bodies and loving ourselves no matter what happens, even if we slip up or let ourselves down time and time again, the burden really won't be half as damaging. We won't torment ourselves over and over for something we did in one moment in time, because we have the power right now, in the only moment that ever exists, to do something different and to look at ourselves with compassion. And the lover sees that you will be cultivating this process of self-acceptance, which will actually set you up energetically for receiving that abundance that you've been feeling you've been deserving for so long. And now the Knight of Swords can be let loose, as it were. I do feel that this part of your personality has been held back, and it probably feels like way too long in your eyes, but we all think we're ready before we actually are. One of the main energies of this night is impatience and restlessness, which makes perfect sense, and I'm sure you've experienced some of that over the past few weeks, and the roadblocks that you've met and the letdowns you've had are actually a mode of teaching for you right now, and they're really crucial to setting you up for the future so that you don't actually fail further down the line. The Knight of Swords has been your vision and your planning and your willpower to make big changes this year and to solve problems and to express your passion. It's just that you've needed to go through the woods, you've needed to do the soul searching, and then you've needed to, cultivate some self-love and stop ripping yourself apart all the time before you can express yourself. And March is a new month. You really can let go of the past now and just be whoever you want to be. And know you're a hell of a lot wiser now than you've ever been. And any diversion you made on your path to becoming who you want to be should be remembered as important lessons and guides. And you may have felt lost, but at every step of your journey you were being guided from your higher self. The Lovers asks you to embody this support and to cultivate this feeling of love internally. Know that the universe has your back and that everything really was just divine timing. So that's it for this week. It really was a pleasure being able to share this beautiful message with you today. I hope you all have a wonderful week and that you see the blessings that are actually all around you right now. My Facebook link is in the description below, and I'll be returning this Thursday with an Earth Signs relationship analysis. So if you are an Earth sign, do join me. Thanks again and God bless.